I'm Steve Hecht, editor-at-large of the Impunity Observer. I'm going to share with you one of my recent articles. It's entitled, How the Joe Biden Regime Aligns with Enemies of Humanity: Illegal Migrants, Palestinians, or Pawns in Political Power Play. The Joe Biden regime's anti-American agenda coincides with the agendas of our tyrannical enemies abroad. A February 20th letter by 8 U.S. senators told Biden that his administration's sanctions had attacked U.S. allies and ignored corruption by U.S. adversaries. Israel and Iran are the clearest examples. The Biden regime's relaxation of sanctions, enabling of money for Iran, empowered the dictatorship and its terrorist proxies, Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. The Biden regime shares responsibility for the October 7th Hamas massacre of Israelis. General Jack Keane told Mark Levin that Obama-Biden diplomacy toward Iran had failed to achieve stability in the Middle East or to deter Iran's aggression. Keane says Biden has rejected all military recommendations for action against Iran that would have changed its behavior. Biden appeared for electoral political reasons to support Israel after the October 7th massacre. However, he quickly publicized the suffering of non-combatant Palestinian victims of the ensuing war to pressure Israel not to destroy Hamas. Failure to destroy Hamas would embolden tyrants and terrorists everywhere. The Biden regime's mistreatment of U.S.-bound migrants shows that its concern for Palestinian civilian suffering in Gaza is feigned. The regime's pronouncements of support for Israel are to deceive U.S. voters and disguise its anti-Israel agenda. The regime subjects migrants to criminal cartel abuses to hide that it's purposely flooding the United States. The Guatemalan Civic Association Liga Pro Patria has stated the Biden regime could issue the migrants visas so they could avoid the expensive, violent cartels. However, then the regime and its media partners could not deny the deliberate open border policy. Sarah Carter has reported that Guatemalan Prosecutor General Consuelo Porras is investigating trafficking, abuse, and disappearance of children from Guatemala. Porras is seeking collaboration from Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton because the crimes involve Texas. The complaints Porras' ministry received claim U.S. taxpayer-funded NGOs operating inside and outside the United States are complicit in the crimes. The U.S. State Department sanctioned Porras in 2021 for firing prosecutor Juan Francisco Sandoval. Among other crimes, Sandoval has obstructed a U.S. Department of Homeland Security investigation of money laundering of USAID funds. Porras also properly applied the law to other prosecutors and judges who, like Sandoval, had executed the State Department's criminal agenda in Guatemala. The Biden regime and State Department led an electoral fraud in 2023 to make their communist puppet Bernardo Arevalo president of Guatemala. Porras submitted a report to the Electoral Authority detailing the fraud. Even as president-elect, Arevalo committed crimes directed by the State Department, attempting to remove Porras from office before her term ends in May 2026. As president since January 14th, Arevalo has committed more crimes against Porras. The 8 senators' letter to Biden said former Guatemalan President Alejandro Giammattei was a strong U.S. security partner committed to the extradition of several human smugglers. When Giammattei sought cooperation against illegal immigration, the Biden regime refused. Consistent with this, the Liga Pro Patria stated, the State Department will use puppet Arevalo to assure the continued flow of migrants and narcotics through and from Guatemala. Giammattei and Porras worked well together because they were both committed to fighting human and narco trafficking. Now Porras, the best U.S. ally against the illegal flows, has no support from the executive. Rather, the Biden regime and Arevalo are aggressively trying to oust her. A verification of the Biden regime's purposeful promotion of illegal immigration is it's impeding Texas authorities from combating it. In addition to Texas cooperation, Porras should have federal agents also protect children from abuse. On April 17th, the Senate voted to dismiss the impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. 0 Democrats voiced support for a full trial. This is the first time in U.S. history the Senate has failed to act constitutionally pursuant to House of Representatives articles of impeachment. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, and the Biden regime know a Mayorkas trial would reveal to the public the unspeakable horrors, death, rape, indentured servitude, illness, etc., migrants suffer from criminal cartels because of the Biden regime policy. In collectivism, the state is mother, father, and teacher. The individual has no rights and exists to serve the ruler. This is consistent with the amorality of using or ignoring human suffering to further a political agenda. The Biden regime does this by criticizing Israel instead of Iran and Hamas for civilian Palestinian suffering, and by subjecting millions of immigrants to unspeakable horrors. The Biden regime's inhumanity and dishonesty are indicative of its desire to keep and increase its control of our society. This is harming the cause of liberty, peace, and prosperity at home and abroad. We must awaken to the regime's purposeful destruction of our country and vote them out of office while we still can.